Am I audible? Maklaro ba akong tingog? Thank you. Okay. Before we start, let us pray individually. Okay. Once again, good evening, everyone. So, this meeting is recorded. Our topic for this evening is actually our last topic for the first exam. We will have now our exam on Friday, but for you, I will be giving you a practice based activity that will be your first exam. So there will be no multiple choice exam, just the um, task-based exam. Mora to inyong exam. And I will be giving that tomorrow, and you will be submitting that on or before Saturday, 11:59 p.m. So again, this is our last topic, selection and organization of content in our lesson plan. So after writing our activities, of course, actually before we write our activities, we should be able to know first what is our topic. Diba? It is one of the steps in writing the activity. We have to identify first what is our topic. So this time we will be oriented about the guiding principles in selecting and organizing the content of the lesson plan. And our learning outcome for this evening is for you to be able to discuss the guiding principles in the selection and organization of content. So this is the only essential term that you are supposed to remember as we go along with the discussion. So we have the term learning content. When we talk about learning content, it refers to information about content and tasks that form the basis for the instruction being developed. So please take note that when we talk about learning content, it includes the content and the tasks. So, duha iyahang inclusion, ang atong subject matter o ang mga activities. Because of course, the basis of the activities is the content. So, that is why it is included in the learning content principles. So here are the guiding principles in the selection and organization of the content. There are actually only three guiding principles, major principles. First one is when we do or when we determine the content for our lesson plan, we have to observe the following qualities. So the first quality is validity. This is the first quality that we need to consider when we will be selecting and organizing the content of our lesson plan. When we talk about validity, this means that the content must be applicable to different situations, current trends, and issues time and place. Meaning to say, dapat flexible ang pag-introduce sa content. Dili pwede nga naalay group of students nga makarelate and then the rest they cannot relate anymore. Kailangan tanan estudyante na ay room to be able to relate themselves in the content. So, dapat relatable siya to the students, whatever situations they are in, whatever culture they have, whatever principles they have, dapat makarelate sila ana. So, that's for validity. There shall be no manifestations of bias. So, kinahanglan, ma-feel sa mga students that they are all given attention. Walay favoritism, walay pabor-pabor. So, kailangan kung dili ka pwede mo ingon nga mag-disagree ka sa isa tapos mo agree ka sa isa, dapat you have to be fair in treating the opinions of the students. And last one, we need to teach according to the national standards explicit in the curriculum in order to realize the goals and objectives of the course. If you remember sa previous na topic, diba, um, we discussed about the necessity in aligning our course or our objectives in the standards of the national educational program. So, kailangan, dili ta magbuot-buot. That is why we have the DepEd to guide all the teachers to set the standards for the national education. So, that's why we have to abide with the standards of the curriculum even when we will even when we rule the classroom, kailangan we abide with the standards of the Department of Education. The second principle that we need to remember is significance. We need to ensure, or we should ensure, that the content reflects current needs of the community and the society. When we talk about significance, this is showing the importance. In other words, this refers to importance. We can only tell na importante ang isa ka butang if it happens at present time na ay current nga situation wherein ma-apply to siya nga content. So if dili nato siya ma-relate into real life, in the real world ang content, um, maglisod ta og kuha sa values para sa students. Say for example, sa mathematics na subject, there are still, until now, there are still questions sa mga estudyante kung sa may gamit aning Pythagorean theorem and all of the theories in mathematics, unsay gamit sa mga formula sa math in real life. Because there are a lot of teachers who only teach um, the way on how to solve the formula. Nun ana lang, and then pag tama ang answer, then that's it. Bright ka kung na-follow nimo ang formula. And the failure or the failing part is the teachers failed to incorporate values, necessity, okay, about the topic. So, kailangan, dili lang siya mag-end with the correct answer. Dili lang siya mag-end with the use of formula, but how will it be beneficial in the society based on what is happening at present. So, ingon ana, unsa may mabuhat sa mathematics para matabangan nga moangat ang ekonomiya sa Pilipinas. Dapat ingon ana ang pag-relate sa current sa topic with the current needs in the community. It must provide or offer solution to pressing problems. So again, ang target nato sa actually when we go to school, we are taught to solve problems. Mo na pinakauna nga ginatudlo sa eskwelahan, solving problems, dili lang sa mathematics. That is the reason why we have tests, we have activities, we are um, opened with the reality that in life we have to solve problems. We have to find solution to our problems. And the question is, how are we going to help the students use the content? that we will be introducing in the class in solving problems present in the society. Kanang grammar, for example, sa mga English, sa English subject, unsa may pulos nga na-memorize nimo ng noun, pronoun, etc. Unsa may gamit ana in real life. So, diha na mo gawas ang significance. We also have to ensure that the knowledge of the basics of our society and the information that students need to recognize and understand are addressed. So, kailangan kung unsa ang wala siya, the bottom line of significance is targeting or addressing the needs of the society. And once we will be able to have this principle in selecting our topic, we can ensure competent workers in the future. Kasi when we work, pag mga apply kag trabaho tapos nadawat ka sa trabaho, dili lang ka maglingkod, dili lang ka maghulat nga tagaan kag sweldo, you will encounter problems and challenges along the way, and you will not be able to provide solutions to those problems and challenges if wala ka na train sa estudyante pa ka. So if well-trained ang estudyante when it comes to relating the content with the current situations in the society, pag abot sa panahon nga manarbaho siya, kabalo na siya how to solve problems. Kay estudyante pa lang siya daan, exposed naman siya ana. So that is the purpose why we have to allow students to apply the problem solving techniques. Next is abide with the standards in order to offer a unifying experience about society, a broader perspective. If you remember sa previous slide, we also have the national standards. Ang bottom line aning tanan, nganong naatay guiding principles is for us to ensure that ano tawag ani, the topic is giving attainment to the national standards. Ang basis man sa ato ang lessons na ginabuhat is ang national standard man. So we also have to ensure that whatever the goals of the nation when it comes to education is given attainment when it comes to our lesson objectives. Okay? Which will be attained through our activities, through the content. So, mo nang balik-balikon jud ng abiding with the standards, with the national standards. Next is balance. When we select our content, we have to make sure that it is not confined to a particular class, status, level, place, and person. Again, this is closely similar with the first one, the validity. Kailangan dili na to ipa-feel like kantahay na tayo mga estudyante na mga white na po mga brown or black skin. Dili na to pwede ipa-feel sa mga students that we are pro with those students nga white skin and we do not like those students nga dark skin. Or dili po na to pwede ipa-feel sa mga estudyante that we like those who are good in class and we do not like those who perform bad in class. We are not supposed to make them feel that the intelligent students are more important than those who are slow learners. Kailangan patas na sila. Dili pa din ma-feel sa estudyante nga naay mas importante sa ilaha. The reason why there are a lot of students who lose the motivation to go to school is because they feel that their teacher is biased. They feel that they are not given attention, and we have to remember that children, mga BEd man mo, children desire for attention. Mao gani nang maghilak-hilak na sila, 'di ba? Mangluod because they want attention. Nganong magkiat ang bata because they want attention. And pag ma-feel sa bata na mas kinatagaan nimo og attention ang another student, mawala na sa gana naman yung kamot. We also are encouraged not to exclude a particular group or groups from representation. Dili ta pwede maggamit og mga terms nga specific sa isa ka grupo kay mahulog na siya bias. Kana gani kung moingon tag mura man kag ata kanang ingon na ng mga term that is a discrimination to the ATAS. So dili ta pwede man mura kag badyo mura kag ata mura kag mandaya kanang ingon na ng mga term that is showing bias. We are not respecting the ethnicities of in the Philippines. So we have to get rid of those expressions. We also are not supposed to assign rigid rules or characteristics to all members in the group. Pag mo ingon tag rigid rules, kanining mga roles good nga exclusive nga dili pwede mahangyo, dili pwede nga kanang himuog flexible. For example, gusto nimo nga ang mga estudyante behave lang. Gusto nimo na kantahay mag-role play sila, for example. Tapos ang gusto nimo nga kani ikaw ni ikaw ang magpare. Ikaw ang mama, mga nana. And then the students want another role. Tapos dili nimo i-allow kay gusto nimo nga katulang yun siya. So that cannot be. So dapat balance na siya. Don't present one interpretation of an issue, a situation, or society. So, dili ta pwede one-sided. Okay, that is the mistake of many historians sa aralpan nga subject. Very one-sided. Wala nag-look for equality when it comes to information. We also have to make sure that the content includes not only facts but also concepts and values. In in the past, traditionally, we were taught about memorizing concepts, memorizing details, memorizing dates, and all of that, names of people. But in real life, there is nothing relevant about memorizing dates, numbers, um, names of people. There is no relevance about that. There are a lot of people who used to memorize um, the date when the Philippines received its independence. But up to now, there are still Filipinos who feel dependent to other people. So wala na exercise, wala na introduce ang values. So, dili ta dapat mag-end with facts, but we need to make sure that the students realize the importance of that particular information or facts. So, as future teachers sa BEN, sa elementary, you will lead the foundation. You will build the foundation of learning. So, sa inyo na magsugod. So, dapat bata pa lang matrain na ang estudyante. Next, self-sufficiency. We also have to make sure that the content preparation affords an opportunity for self-learning. Kailangan tabangan na to ang estudyante. Dapat na atay i-prepare na mga activities or kailangan ang mga activities na i-prepare na to are those activities who will allow the students to learn by themselves, allow them to make mistakes and realize or learn from their own mistakes. Because actually, in real life, we are learning man from our own mistakes and from the mistakes of others. So, maunang importante that we need to give opportunity for them to learn by themselves. We also are encouraged to use language that provides better understanding. And what kind of languages are we going to use? That is the reason why sa elementary na ay mother tongue. Sa grades 1 to 3, gina-encourage ang mga teachers to use mother tongue, kanang Bisaya or whatever, native dialect sa bata para mas makasabot sila. Description, discussion, and illustration should be complete, interesting, and informative. So, kinahanglan, maniguro ta that once we begin the class, kabaluta kung unsa atong ginayaw-yaw, kabaluta unsa atong ginadiscuss, kabaluta unsa ang topic, because students will ask questions later on, and we are expected to answer those questions. And we are not supposed to pretend that we know, even when we do not. And how can we avoid that? ahead of time, prepare ka sa mong lessons, ila-ilahon nimo ang topic, dili kay anha na ka mag prepare og tingkla sila. So ahead of time dapat explore sa nimo ang topic by yourself. Next is we have to provide opportunity for visual learning. This is one comment that I have received from the BSED. Tong nag-survey ko sa ilaha, there are teachers daw who did not use PowerPoint presentations in their classes, and that is a bias to visual learners. There are a lot of students, actually majority of the people learn visually. Daghan kaayo mga dili makasabot hangtod nga dili nila makita. So because it's true that we cannot understand everything by hearing. We need to see visuals, representations. So, kailangan natin visual aids sa klase. We can use, karon, we can use different gadgets to present the lesson interactive, interestingly, and creatively. So, dapat i-grab na to na opportunity. Next, interest. We need to make sure that we help the students get motivated as they learn, as they do the activities. Sa elementary, kinahanglan kaayo na tabangan ang mga bata to be motivated. Kaya ang naaraman gud sa ilang utok is play. Playing. So, unsaon nato pag motivate ang mga estudyante? If they love playing, then allow them to play. Give them activities where they can play but they can learn at the same time while playing. So, kung unsa tong makalingaw sa ilaha, kato atong gamiton in teaching them. We also have to make real facts and life situations more meaningful. Bottom line, aning interest, values. Kailangan na ito ipakita sa mga estudyante that these facts, the nouns and pronouns, the history, the death of Rizal and all of that, the multiplication table, tanang mga subjects, kana sila, the strokes sa swimming, mga swimming strokes, kana sila tanang nga mga topics, we have to make the students realize kung unsa na siya ka-importante in real life. And how can we make them realize that? Ibutang sila sa situation para makita nila unsay mahitabo. Learning by doing. That's the point here. Allow the students to learn by doing. Next one, utility. Content should provide the necessary information for knowledge and skill acquisitions, which could be utilized as the needs arise. So again, the reason why we go to school is because when we grow old, we need to learn how to face challenges, how to solve problems, because that's the reality of life. And if we are not trained as early as possible about solving problems, when the needs arise, magtanga ta. That is why there are a lot of people who got kicked from their job because of the feeling that they do not, or the fact that they were not trained on how to solve problems. So if tagaan mo lisod ng mga tasks sa mga teachers, grab that opportunity to be trained on how to learn by yourselves and how to solve problems by yourselves. Kaya in reality, we will be living by ourselves. Wala tayong masaligan nga laing tao. So, naay mo tabang nato, pero dili na for a lifetime. We still need to learn how to live by ourselves. That is the purpose of maintain or ensuring that the topic or the information allows skill acquisition. Okay. Daghan ang mga skill if you are not familiar with them. Speaking skills, numerical skills, there are a lot of skills. Learnability, we have to make sure that the topic is learnable for the level of the students. Dili ta pwede mo tudlo og topic nga pang grade 6 sa grade 1. So kung unsay suitable for that level, dapat kato ang atong ihatag. We also have to use language that is simple, precise, and easily understood, and provide graphics for clearer explanation or discussion of the topics. When we talk about graphics, This refers to representations. Pwede pictures, pwede graphs, pwede tables, mga ingon ana. Those are graphics. For example, you will teach students about the at different animals, for example, or different swimming strokes, for example. So, para makabalo sila unsay porma ana, unsay dagway ana nga mga animals, you have to bring graphics. For example, naa kay collection of pictures sa mga animals, and then maglumbaanay sila og pic, aha dito ang ant, aha dito ang dog, etc. So, playing lang gihapon siya. Next is feasibility. When we talk about feasibility, this refers to the capability of being done, capability of being used to meet objectives, and capability of meeting success. So when we talk about feasibility, bottom line, dapat achievable. Dapat achievable. Dili ta pwede magpili og topic na dili ma-achieve sa bata. Again, ato ang gingon ka ganun, dapat suitable siya sa level sa student. And dapat related siya sa objectives. Dili ta pwede magpili og activities na dili related sa objectives. For example, ang objective lang nimo is define for example, define noun. Ano lang. Walang na yung objective. Napala siya supay na kay details na ng objective. Define noun, for example. Dili ka pwede magpa-role play sa ilaha kung ang imuha lang objective is defining noun. Dapat na ay activity wherein mag-define sila og noun. So, dapat capable ang content to meet the objectives. Kaya ang ato ang purpose nga nung natin activities is para ma-meet na to ang objectives. So, dapat related sa objectives ang activity. Nya, tanan, halos tanan na baya, na-observe na ko sa mga elementary o high school, halos tanan subject na ay role play. Mag-role play sa Filipino, role play sa English, tanan, role play, luwi kay mga estudyante, sige practice of role play. And the question is, how is that related to their real life? Kung sige ra sila drama-drama, para asa man na. So, ayun, anak. Questions so far with the first principle. Are there any questions, clarifications, or additional information that you would like to share? Anybody? Hello? Are you still with me? Sige. Wala yung mga pangutana? Sige. I hope you are listening very well, ha? Next is the second one. Content is facts, but go beyond facts by constructing a richer and more sophisticated knowledge based through conceptual understanding. When we teach, bisan unsa nga subject kay kamo general man mo, do not worry, I will be sending you the PDF and the PowerPoint presentation through Twitter. So, balik tas topic. General man mo, that means you will teach different subjects, English, Filipino, math, so on. We need to make sure that when we teach these subjects, we are teaching using conceptual understanding. Dili lang what is, what are, we should not end, mo ni ang gina-discourage. That is why pag magbuhat ang questions sa exams, dapat atong question dili what. Pag mangutana sa estudyante, dapat dili what, dili where, dili when. Those three questions are very low level. Dapat ang gina-encourage actually is why and how. Ask the students about whys and hows. That way, they will exercise conceptual understanding. First, we have to provide opportunities for experimentation. I know you are familiar with this because in science subjects, we actually do experimentation, and that is a very effective way in constructing a rich and sophisticated knowledge. Second, present the ideas of others. we should allow students to share their opinions or ideas or outputs to their classmates. Ang misinterpretation na ani kay kanang reporting, na-observe na ko na kasagaran sa Filipino ug aral pan nga subject pati sa MAPE. Magpa-reporting ang teacher. Pero pag mo mag-report, wala na. Report lang. Yung wala to'y grado, wala to'y performance. The question is there any learning there? Maka-ensure ba ta that through that reporting, makasabot ang mga estudyante? So, okay raman na siya, but we need to provide feedback. So, ana lang, we can allow students to share their opinions with others because that is enhancing their conceptual understanding, their speaking skills, but we need to give them feedback and correct their mistakes. Third one, emphasize conceptual understanding. What is the idea of conceptual understanding? Pag mag-isgot o conceptual understanding, this is not about letting students memorize long passages. Ang principle sa conceptual understanding is that less information, more knowledge. Ingon ana dapat. And how can we do that? Again, as we all know, actually, pag mag-istoryahan ng mga bata, pag sila-sila lang about a certain topic, they learn more. Much more than the learning that they get when the teacher talks in front of them. So, collaborative learning allows students to play with each other, talk to each other, chismis, kumbaga, pero na ay sense, kay related sa topic. So let them talk. They want to talk, saba kay sila, then let them talk. Something that is related to the topic. So, ana lang, magdagandagan sila, then give them an activity nga pwede sila magdagandagan, pero related yapon sa topic. So, itanaw na to sa interest sa mga bata. So here are the steps or ways on how to develop conceptual understanding in students. So first, organize units around a few core ideas and themes. Explore each topic in depth. Kaning sila, kaning mga steps in promoting conceptual understanding. This is about communicating with the students. Dili lang teacher-centered. Dili lang sige istorya ang maestra. Dapat na ay times na pangutano ng estudyante so that they can also share their experiences and their prior learning. Ma-relate nila ang ilahang nahibalan karon sa nahibalan nila before kanay nga na. That is why na ay ginatawag og know what learn nga chart, KWL. If you are familiar, wala pa siguro mo kadungog ana kay first year pa man. But nowadays, teachers are encouraged to allow the students to relate their prior learning to the learning that they have gained at present. Okay, so ingana siya. And promoting dialogue. Promoting dialogue. This is very important. Not dramatic dialogue, not a role play, but real life dialogue. Communication with their co-students. Ingon na lang good. Give them a topic and then allow them to talk to each other. That is also promoting dialogue. Role play is not promoting dialogue. Okay, use authentic real-world activities. Give them activities nga makita nila sa real life. Mao lang sa elementary na ay kanang molding of clays, mga ingon ana. Those are activities nga relatable in real life. So, those are the steps in promoting or developing conceptual understanding in students. And this is the third one. Third guiding principle in selecting content and organizing the content. Content is an integration of cognitive skills and affective elements, the three domains. The cognitive domain, the psychomotor domain, and the affective domain. Kana silang tulo. Dili gina sila pwede matanggal. Why? Sa objectives na to, naana silang tulo. And again, Ang purpose sa activities is to attain the objective. So therefore, we have to make sure nga kung naay three domains sa to ang objective, na po dapat na siya mo reflect dapat na siya sa ato ang content or sa activities. Mo man atong goal. So for example, dito sa imong objective kay strengthening um, family ties. Kintahay mauna imong goal sa imong mo na imong objective sa imong lesson for that day, strengthening family ties. So you have to make sure na pag abot sa activities, na ay activity dito wherein makita na nga or ma-achieve na siya na objective. Content is the integration of the three elements, the cognitive, the skills, and affective. There is no dividing line among these three elements. Kaning tulo ka buok elements, they are pag mo yung integrated all together, sabay-sabay, dili pwede one by one. So, the moment na magtudlo ta about knowledge, we can teach knowledge through activities wherein their skills will be honed. And by doing those skills wherein they are learning, so cognitive na to o psychomotor, we can also incorporate or integrate the affective domain. So, kailangan nato maghuna-huna og mga activities nga ma-achieve ang tulo, the cognitive, the affective, and the skill. But, as what we have discussed last week, there are subjects and there are topics nga dili kaayo focus sa skills, cognitive lang, mga theoretical na mga subjects. So, kung ingon na ang case, at least dili mawala si affective. Always remember that. For example, sa PE na subject, it's not about cognitive domain man ang sa PE. Skills man na ang focus diha, psychomotor man na diha, usually. So, dapat bahalag na ay isa sa cognitive o sa psychomotor na mawala basta dili mawala ang affective domain. Kay values man ang target nato. So, kung unsa man ang daghan kay silang nahibal-an, memorize nila tibok libro, unya walay tarong nga batasan. So, wala gyapon. Mo gani nang mas maayo pa daw tong way nahuman nga maayo batasan kaysa sa daghan kay nahuman, kuyaw kaayong nahuman, pero walay respeto. So, bottom line, ang ato ang purpose is to teach students with good values, not feed them with knowledge. So, dili lang kana. Kay ang knowledge, ma-learn ra man na along the way through the experiences. Pero kanang tarong nga batasan, grabe ba, lisod kinabay. Content is an integration of facts, concepts, principles, hypotheses, theories, and law, thinking skills, manipulative skills, and values and attitudes. So, we have to always remember that. So here is the structure of the content. So we have the cognitive, kapit na tong time, the cognitive, the skill, the attitudes, and values. So we have the facts, which refers to simple as facts, like the names, the dates, figures, the concept, categorizations, principles, ano sila, mga hypotheses, etc. So, manipulative skills and thinking skills. So, remember nga, ang thinking skills is under sa psychomotor. Ang psychomotor manggod, traditionally, kay katong maglihok daw ang bata. But, we have to remember that when we talk about psychomotor or skill, na ay mga skills nga walay physical activity nga nga vivid or clear. But utok lang ang naguna-una. So if you're developing the skills of the students, thinking skills kana, pwede na siya ma-psychomotor gihapon. Dili lang siya parehas sa kanang naandan na to na pag psychomotor kay physical activity, maglihok jud ang lawas, not that one. Next is attitudes and values. So, ang structure sa content is a triangle. So, kanang triangle, di ba naman ay apex, ang apex katong top corner sa triangle, na adehan nakabutang si attitudes o si values. So, kana siya, that means, nganong didto gibutang ang attitudes and values, we have the cognitive on the left side and the psychomotor on the right side, and then on top is the attitudes and values. It's because it sets the standard of learning nga naa siya sa top because it is meant to let the people realize that learning or meaning or content is best acquired when we are teaching values. So, manang naa siya sa top. It is the priority when it comes to learning, not memorization, not that one. So, dili ta dapat ma-pressure kung dugay ta makabalo, di ta kasabot, di ta ka-memorize ana, and then ang isa kay memorize ti buok libro. That's not the measure of learning. So again, when we have when we realize the values during the learning process, then we have acquired the best learning. So, questions. Nabay mga pangutana, clarification, naa? Hello? Yes? I will be sending this on paper. Nag-send man ko og kuan, PowerPoint o PDF. Sige. If there are no questions, ako ang mga tana. I want you to comment your answers, everyone. Kamutanan ha. No answer, no attendance. Just share your opinion. You can do this for attendance, but my purpose is for you to be able to share to us your opinions. When you become a teacher in the basic education, how will you ensure that you will be able to provide the best content to the students in the future? I know first year pa mo, but you took education, therefore you should anticipate that someday you will become teachers. So the question is, when you become teachers in the future in the basic education field, how will you ensure that you will be able to provide your students with the best content? Please share your answers in the comment section. Thank you. As soon as you can answer, pwede na mag-leave kay time naman po. I'll be waiting for your answers. Sa mga BS Ed na nag-join, wait lang sa kay nagklase pa ko sa BS. Pwede mo mag-leave niya, kung join mo balik on niya. Pwede ra pud mo mag-stay, wala problema. It's okay. So again, I'm waiting for your answers. Wala pa nag-share og answer. Just give me a one sentence answer. That's enough. You do not have to write a very long answer. Just directly say your point. Actually, a phrase or yes, a phrase, a clause, or a sentence will do. Dili kailangan taas. Bugo lang good. Basta naalay point. Waiting. I'm waiting. You base your answers to our discussions para dili mo maglisod. I'm asking about how are you going to ensure that you will be you will be able to give the best content to your students. What will you do? Okay, we have here by introducing my students the best priority in learning, which is learning by acquiring a good values. Thank you. Uh, Specific, understandable, and realistic. Very good, of course. They can only learn easily if it is understandable and realistic. Organized, easy to understand by students, yes. And based on the curriculum guide, good. Yeah, we really have to think outside the box. Thank you. That's a good point. Okay, teaching about good attitude. That's our that's our purpose. Kasi in reality, the knowledge can be forgotten. Information can be forgotten. Pwede malimtan, pwede ma-recall, but ang batasan, ang attitude, kung butat ka, butat ka. Okay. Can I, ano na, stop sharing my screen? Pwede na ba? Sige, sige. Thank you. I'm still waiting for the answers of others. Those who have shared their answers, you may leave the meeting na. Kay magklase na po ko sa BSN. Thank you for attending the meeting. See you tomorrow for your concerns and clarifications about the topic. I will open the link tomorrow. Marian, the follow. Marian. Ay, late naman. Yes, please inform your classmates that the link is now open so we can start. Wala pa, sir. Motor. Abay na kung nagulan kay sa sakyanan ba? Anak ko lang nagandar kay palo mo nagsuga. Mo sakyanan di ay. Oh, wala ko kalili kay na bad trip ko. Na bad trip ko sa Sedula. 300 man.
So meaning, 300,000 yung mga last time. Pila din mo giniclear ng sweldo?
26.
Kinsa lagyan mo ah?
May paganig ng atik ko. Ana pa to ako ang kailan. Ingon pa ka nga unemployed. Kay humana naman ko kuha professional tax. Alam man katong last time na nagkuha ko kay 60 raman gisabay ganito na kong professional tax.
So, sinimolde ka? Dito sa barangay, yung takamang
Pila mo ang kuan?
300 mahal pa sa professional tax 317.
Okay.
50,000 na giniclear.
Oh, 20. 15. Oh.
Pila inyo ha ma'am?
170.
O sana all. Puhon gani mga tek ako.
Kalau sa nagsugod, August, September, October, November, December, January. December, 4 months na, di ba? So, 4 times 26. Wala na tayo mong giniclear. Ito, kaya mo pa din mo sweldo. Gari.
Namali gani ko sige na lang. Sunod, estudyante ko. Sa Sintara.
Less.
Sa Sintara. Ganun nagkuha man kag sedula, nga estudyante hindi ka, mga apply kong scholarship.
Scholarship. So, ako, declare ako.
Hindi na ako nabayar.
Di na kami na mag-declare student ma'am.
Okay lang, sa sweldo ka mo. Just
Dugay gud ko katubag sa sweldo, kay naglibog ko sa ko'y tubag.
ano na ngayon ako si Sir, di ba napasa naman ka? IPR o sedula?
Katuguro tong wala pa kapasa man.
Naghatay lang ko kamang siya.
Ano siya? Ngayon siya, deadline 7 daw.
Actually, deadline yan na kay January 31. Ang problema na ako, asa man lang akong ITR. Uy, kinakapay na ako credit card sa uma.
Ano na ka man siya ba?
Wala pa siguro. Hindi mo, small total, sinunching. Sinunching.
Ano na siya nakuha?
Ka-mic on, maday ko.
Ha?
Naka-mic on ko, nagyaw-yaw.
Kasi kung ginagamit sa phone, di ako talaga, ano ma'am?
Ginagamit akong duha. Sa phone man ko nag-record.
Google Meeting, yapon?
Yes, ma'am. Google Meet ya.
Google Meet niya pa ko
Ako nag-record na.
Pero screenshot ra ako sa classic.
Mas nindot ko lang kuan. Mas nindot ko lang audio sa mouth kaysa sa cellphone.
Yes.
Promise.
Kudalihan mo ko na
Promise, mas
Oh,
nindot.
wala.
Try na ko. Ay, mag-screen record na.
Wala na lagi.
Lagi, mas nindot ang mic sa kuan. Mas nindot ang mic sa Bye.
Bye. God bless.
Wala akong tubig. Promise mo, mas nindot ang kuan.
Try na ko, sir.
Ipa-decide ang ino ni mas nindot ang but asa mas nindot ang tingog kani mic check or kani mic check.
Try na ko.
Kapalit og kuan, headphone.
Pero kung ikaw lang isa dili ma'am, ayaw gamitin headphone.
Yan naman.
Mas nindot yung microphone ang ma'am.
So,
Okay. Di ba pati cam niya nindot? Bye.
bye, sir. Hello? Nag-echo ba? Sige. Ay, naka-off akong mic. Wait lang. Kana, nag-echo. Nag-echo. Ay, naka-mic. Kani, nag-echo. Ay, kurati. Hello? Echo? Okay na? Ay, sige, sige. Klaro kung tingog. Dili putol-putol. Sige. So, I'll be sharing screen now for a while. Please inform your classmates that the link is open kaya para makag-join sila sa ating activity. Ah, wait lang. Sige, when preparing for the slide, please pray individually, please. Okay. Our activity this evening is called Synonyms Familiarity. So you will just have an oral recitation after. That's what I have posted um, in the Facebook group. And this is the mechanics of the activity. I will be telling you one by one. You will be selecting a number the moment your name is called. You will be selecting a number. And then, kung kinsa mo ito na ito number, so sunod mo na storya. For example, gitawag na kung una si Batoy. Tapos, ang gipili niya nga number is number 7. Kung kinsay student nga natulong sa number 7, saan mo ko next kay Batoy? Okay, so manana ko lang natin ito ang um, sequencing. And then, each number, the number, each number leads to two phonetic symbols which contains or which is consists of consonant and a vowel. So, each number, piliun ninyo, lahi-lahi ito sa consonant and vowel sound. The assigned student shall utter the sound of the given symbols and give a sample word containing those sounds. Dali lang kayo ha. Okay.